So hi everyone, and a warm welcome to the Lemurian Starchild Template, where we use Lemurian Starchild Oracle to do a reading, an online reading, and receive inspiration, just like looking at a beautiful work of art that has got lovely light codes in it. We receive inspiration from the Oracle deck in many ways, and people approach us, and we approach people as well to go into these readings and really receive the inspiration so we can share it. So I'm Mikael Kroon, one of the co-creators of the deck, together with Liente Ikianawa, and today we're here with a lovely old friend, Richard Miller. And it's really great to see you again, Richard.
It's great to be here.
Yeah,
and good to see you I guess we're in person, but it's been a lot of years that we've known each other.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, so Richard and I have been sharing inspiration by email, and we've been sharing deep thought and yeah, and inspiration, and just been sharing our heart, and it's been such a lovely way to communicate. And now we are making it live, and we're gonna go into the experience of a Lemurian Starchild reading.
Yeah. Well, I'll just add a few things. I'll add a few things too, because we did way more than inspire. We were creative together, and we really created a depth in both of us. We dug really deep in both of us, and
Definitely.
it was really a beautiful experience, and we just want to keep it going, and we have time on and time off, and so we've had a lot of time off, so let's get our time on going.
Definitely. It's kind of like a beautiful flow, and I feel there's been so many different kind of sparks of insight and sparks of sharing that have been going on between us. So we've kind of mutually inspire each other, and yeah, and it's all about kind of this question, right? Like, who am I, and what is, like, why are we here on Earth even, right? What is the purpose? And so, when we can either, like, we can set the answers in stone, but we don't need to, right? Because to me, life is kind of like a living work of art. So we kind of keep being inspired, but we kind of leave an opening for the light to flow, for the inspiration to flow, and the answers for the moment.
I don't always try to chisel a purpose in stone, or to record a purpose, but for me, it's just about contributing in a deeper way to myself and to others, to those around me, and to the world. But I don't really have the reach for the world, so that but I mean, I'm not against it either. Maybe something I do will be good, and maybe this, because we're going to do a reading, and people are going to watch it, and maybe it'll be inspiring for people that I've never known.
Yeah, just see how it all flows, and go for it. So I'll share the screen, and there we go. And so we're gonna choose, or you're gonna pick, like, one of these cards that's gonna lead to a stack of cards that we're gonna do the reading with. So right now they're just changing. Like, let me know when you want to stop them, and pick one of the three.
Okay. There's so many to watch.
Yeah.
Let's just take the new man then.
Lovely. So I'm going to make the cards horizontal. And so I'll just explain this a little bit to, you know, who's watching. Like we're going to go through the cards and pick 7 cards. And the cards that you already see on the screen are like the placement cards that they'll go on top of. Each of the placement cards has got a certain meaning that you see in the bottom right. So for example, the blue ray is about your life purpose, and then after that it's going to go to the dolphin baby. So we're going to go around like that, and we're just gonna, you know, it's going to pick the card, and at this point it's kind of like we're just watching it unfold, just like a work of art. And we don't need to define what it all means too much, but we will later on in the reading. So you ready, Richard?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna go through them like that, and you just tell me when to stop and turn one around.
You could go a little faster.
Okay.
Okay, let's take that one.
Yeah, this one?
Fine.
Okay. Okay, you've got breathe sun. Only sun rays coming in for you, and I'll go on.
Okay, there's a good one.
Okay, Island of the
Oh,
Waves.
my.
Lovely.
You can go a little faster. Okay, that one.
Yeah. For the Indigo Child, your direction and power of manifestation, you've got star connection.
Okay, that one.
Yeah. Got it. For the Earth Angel, sensitivity, your gift, you've got the Nurture cards. Go on.
Okay, there's a good one.
Yeah. Rainbow Child, the divine abilities, you've got the whale teaching. Go on.
Okay, take that one.
Yeah. For the Crystal Child, the crystalline vibration that you bring to the new Earth, your unique energy signature. You've got the peace beyond survival. Go on.
Okay, move faster now. I want to get one more toward the end.
Okay, tell me when to go slower again.
Okay.
Just tell me when to slow down, yeah?
Okay, slow down.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah. You got fire and water for the star children. Right, lovely. So before anything else, I'm gonna save this reading. What shall I call it?
Call it Global Advances.
Okay. Brilliant. So we've got all the cards, and it's like a work of art that we're looking at. So I want to just invite to receive that, receive that even deeper. And first of all, we can just look at the colors without making a definition yet. We're just taking in the colors of the art together. Kind of receiving it and breathing it in. And we can look at each of them. Like, let's say we're starting at the breathe the sun card. We can see that beautiful yellow color from the turtle. And then with the yellow of the waves, we can see this kind of nature scene, and we're just sort of starting to take it in. And we got the blue from the star connection. We've got the nurture card, beautiful red colors there. The wheel teaching, kind of the light, beautiful light colors. We've got the peace beyond survival. Those deep colors, and then the fire of fire and water card. And we're just sort of taking each of them in, kind of receiving the colors. And each of them also kind of represents an energy, represents certain information that we can receive. Like information from the multidimensional realms. And so we don't need to even receive that consciously, but we can just have the intention just to breathe in the multidimensional information, just can have the intention to receive it. And that intention kind of opens a doorway to receiving the multidimensional information. It's kind of just like an opening, and this is kind of an example that that art can be like a multidimensional transmission. Art can be like an inspiration into deeper realms, and many people maybe look at an artwork, right? And they only see, the physical picture and shapes and things, but there's a deeper layer to art, and that's what we're exploring. So what I want to invite is just to breathe in the colors and the energy of these cards. And an energy can be like a doorway into the higher dimensions, into the multidimensional. So each of these 7 cards that we've drawn is one of these doorways. And maybe we need one doorway on one day, and we might need another doorway on another day. For example, on the Breathe the Sun card, it says relax, right? For example, so, and it's got that beautiful light, bright yellow color from the sun. So maybe that could be good if you've been really busy on one day. And then there's, for example, there's that nurture card on that on the bottom right. There's that nurture card that is kind of inviting just to receive love from the whole universe. And maybe, let's say on another day, like let's say if you've had a hard day for one reason or another, maybe you need that nurture card, that doorway, because it kind of helps to come back to an open-heartedness. It helps to come back to just that confirmation that all is well. And that can be hard to believe, if you're in turmoil or if you're really worried about the personal or the collective realms. But it's the main message that I get from the multidimensional realms, that all is well, and hopefully this art and the colors and the messages kind of help to convey that message as well. And it's kind of a message that goes beyond collective thought and opinions, because in the collective all isn't well. There's a lot going on, right, on that level. And sometimes things cannot always be things can't be solved on the same level. I think ultimately they will be, but it's already solved on the multidimensional level right now. And that insight that all is well, is my belief that it will ultimately sink into the physical reality as well. But we can already connect to it right here and now.
Okay, I hope it's okay that I'm not saying anything, but I just want to assure you that I'm very, very, very tuned in.
Brilliant.
And, from what you say, and also I'm have a soft focus on all the cards, and so then I feel like I'm not drifting at all. I'm really right here.
Lovely. Well, I'll just continue for a bit then, and after we've sort of finished this attunement, we can go into a sharing phase. I feel there's a bit more to receive at this point from the cards. I'm just looking at them and just receiving their energies. And what's more to receive is kind of just receiving it in your heart and just allowing these messages and maybe meanings, like personal meanings, just to come into your heart, and also the colors and the energies. And you kind of get to have kind of a phase like where you kind of ask, okay, what does it mean for me? Like, what, for example, what does the first card, right, which is about relaxing and receiving, right, what does it mean like in my personal life? For example, on a day where I've been really busy, right? Like, so what does relaxing and breathing in light codes mean for me on such a day? And it's kind of like, where have I gone so far into doing that, right? That it's hard to really receive that. So it's interesting questions, and we don't need an answer to those questions right now, but just to kind of receive the questions and receive the energies. And then, you know, with the second card, the Allen of the Ways, it's all about nature. It's all about following nature's signs. And signs can come in all ways. They could be visual signs, they could be words, they could be an interaction with someone, or they could be an interaction with an animal. And it's kind of like, what does that sign mean to me on a personal level? Like, if I see maybe a puppy or something, or I see a cat, and they're so natural, right? They're not they don't have the same worries, right, that we as humans have, because they're very connected. They're very connected with the source of life. And so what does that mean to me when I see an animal like that, or maybe a baby animal like a puppy, and you know, like, they're really following the flow of nature, right? And it's kind of like, what can I learn from that in my own life? And so no need for, you know, like an answer yet, but we're just sort of exploring the energies and the questions, and you're just looking and feeling into it. And they're all beautiful portals. Like, these animals are like, you could say they're like a doorway to that connection as well. Just you know, just the connection with a pet. And yeah, so again, it's like, you know, what does that kind of signify in my own heart? And then also, you know, we're just kind of breathing that in. It's kind of like, and with breathing it in, I mean just taking a breath, and it's kind of like you're breathing in light. It's kind of like you're breathing in the energies, and that helps to kind of really bring it back to your body, your vessel, the here and now. So we're not, you know, we're not going away, we're not flying away or anywhere, but we're bringing it into our body with our breath. And I feel it's a good way to stabilize the energies, like in our own life, to kind of stabilize amidst this new experience, just by breathing and feeling our body and the energy flowing through our body as well. And so then we've got the star connection, we've got that beautiful light blue. And again, you know, we can kind of ask, what does that mean to me? What does it mean in my own life? Like when I look at the stars, right? When I open up to that kind of infinite universe, because you know, if we're looking at the ground, right, it can look quite limited, right? Because there's a definition about the ground, like a boundary. If we look up to the sky, see all those stars, it goes on, you know, infinitely, and that is fascinating, isn't it? So that kind of sense of infinity, of being unlimited. You know, what does it mean, right, in my own heart? What does it mean in my own life? And then, you know, looking at these faces as well on the cards, you can kind of see that love, that that is freely given, right? That love that is kind of outpouring, emanating from these frequencies. So the faces are another way to kind of receive that. Just looking at the faces on the cards. And that is the electric blue kind of light. And then the next card on the nurture card, we've got beautiful, beautiful red colors. And so, you know, again, we can ask, like, you know, kind of in our own heart, like, you know, what does it mean? What does it mean for me personally, right? To be nurtured, right? In a way, this card, you know, it's about that motherly love, that unconditional love, right? And so we can receive that nurture from another human, and we can also receive it from the whole universe. And right now, you know, what these cards invite is to receive it from the whole universe, to kind of see that we can receive it from the whole universe, and that is freely given. And so what does that mean? It means a connection. It means that we can make a connection to our hearts and kind of tap into a beautiful love and nurturing that is always there. So it's kind of like a very, very deep connection. And how do we know that it's always there? We kind of know that by, you know, by experiencing it, by connecting to that love. And so what it's my belief that love kind of underlies everything, you know, it's kind of a foundation of everything. And, you know, and it's my belief that love is kind of a deeper truth, right? Because, you know, because it's so natural, because love is natural. And then hate is not natural. Hate is kind of a construction of our, you know, polarized beliefs. So then, you know, so then unconditional love is really is like a deeper truth, right? And hate is like let's say superficial. So you can kind of feel that difference. And so, and this card kind of invites to open up to love, you know, let's say like motherly love is an example. It's something that that is all kind of encoded in our DNA, and we can activate that because motherly love brings us back to kind of the divine aspect of our heart. The feminine aspect. And so when we think like, like when, let's say, when people are thinking in their mind, right, and they are focused on polarization and hate, I think that kind of motherly love, that's the first thing that's actually denied, like that divine feminine love. That's the first thing that's being denied, and it needs to be denied to serve kind of an agenda, right? To go into an agenda of wanting to force a certain outcome of things, or wanting to force through certain events or beliefs. And so when we don't deny it, it's much easier to let go of that agenda. And so the next one, if we look at that teaching, right, that will teaching. So this is like a teaching that is coming from the multidimensional. And there's a difference with, let's say, a linear teaching, because there's no control in it. It's kind of effortless. There's no force. There's no control. There's no having to do this to be worthy of that or something like that. And so the difference is with this kind of multidimensional teaching, which is called the whale teaching, because whales are such magical animals. It's just that it's just the kind of in the flow, in the flow and the inspiration. And this card is one doorway to receive this inspiration. And so what we're looking at is basically what I call codes of light, which is another way to say multidimensional information and inspiration that is just flowing through. And sometimes sometimes we're conscious of that information, and sometimes we're not. But even the intention to open up to it can just start that flow, start that kind of flow, that information to come in. And then we've got the peace beyond survival. Now this is an interesting card, and it came through for the crystal child. Show what's underneath as well. So that card is about seeing a deeper peace beyond survival card. And that deeper peace is beyond definitions of right and wrong. It's kind of, let's say, in a beautiful space where we can allow love to flow and allow inspiration to flow. And one thing you see on this card is the lion and the lamb kind of coming together in a peaceful place, and so that's kind of a beautiful vision, right? To see. But then that's the inner level as well. Let's say, what I found is like the lion could be symbolic for maybe like a protective part within us, like wanting to protect, and then the lamb that you see in the bottom can sometimes be the vulnerable aspect within ourselves. So how do they kind of gel together, right? It's an interesting question we can ask in our own heart, like what does that mean for us? Like, I mean, do I have a protective part? Do I have a vulnerable part? It's interesting questions to ask. So it kind of comes back to, what does it mean for me in my own life? And then the last card is interesting, is fire and water. And it's slightly similar to the piece beyond survival, in the sense that there's opposite parts that are coming together. And so fire and water can give a clash, right? But when we go into the multidimensional, it's kind of like, let's say it's a doorway where that can show us, it's a doorway that can show us a deeper peace, even with the fire and water. Even with, elements that would traditionally kind of clash with each other. This card is like an invitation just to allow kind of a symphony of different things, to go beyond like a belief that fire and water would never go together. So this kind of comes back again, right, to our own heart, and we can kind of ask, like, what is fire in my own heart, and what is water, right? How do they express in my own life? How do they express, and just to kind of allow this invitation for everything to come to peace. And on the card it says stillness amidst turmoil as well. So it's kind of like, is there a deeper peace even when fire and water are clashing maybe on the surface, right? If there's turbulence. So those are all the cards, and just want to invite you just to kind of take a breath and just to kind of take it in, like take in the message. Which can sometimes be in words, and it can sometimes be beyond words. It can be just kind of art that you receive. And so when you feel that that process is complete for you, I wanna ask for any feedback as well, you know, and how you're receiving it.
Me, I should give feedback.
If you like, yeah, please do.
Well, I've taken them all in. They all have meaning for me, and I don't know if I can. I mean, I can say what the meaning is too. 7 times I can say it, but
Yeah, please do. Like, what's
oh
the
yeah, well, okay. Well, you know, Breathe the Sun is like a real is such a great card because it's just the card of life, and I don't know if I would ever remember that or remember that I'm breathing the sun, but somehow I just know it inside so strongly that, and like you say, sometimes it has a meaning on the top of your mind, and sometimes it's just a more subtle meaning. But I totally relate to that. In nature, I don't know, I don't understand what Ellen in the Way is, but you said what it was. It's about a nature card and about caring for nature, or you know, being a part of nature. And you talked about animals. There's animals in my life. Uh, we have cats and dogs, and we feed the birds and stuff like that, and really care about. We live in a place where there's not really wildlife, but there's certainly a lot of birds, and we try to care for. Well, we have a big garden too, so we're into growing things and feeding those that are hungry, right? And then about the star connection, well, it's, you know, far away. I don't think about it too much. But, it's nice to know it's up there. Okay, it's infinity and all that. To me, it just means like infinity, but it just reach. You know, you can reach as much as you want, and
yeah.
you don't have to feel penned in, right? And
Mm.
whether I'm never going to go to the stars, or maybe I'll receive something from a planet or something, but whether I'll acknowledge that or not, maybe it's probably already happening. So then it's just it's like who we are. We're I don't know if I want to say a part, but you know, we're an integral whole with everything, and it goes beyond your imagination. And well, I'll just go to nurture. You know, I feel so nurtured. I never wonder if I'm nurtured. I feel so nurtured, and when I see that card, it's just like, okay, see, people say I did something. Are you going to pay back? And other people say, no, pay forward. So then I always pay forward, and I would look for anyone that's open to, and I would nurture the other. And so then nurturing for me is not. I mean, I know that I'm receiving so much that I don't never question it. I would never question and say, well, how come that's not enough? No, I would just pour out to other people, you know, if they were open for it. And I keep testing them, and maybe they say I'm an irritant or, yeah, you know, but anyhow, it's just a soft part of my life that if somebody, uh, is open to some, and I have some kind of a new idea or a helpful hint. So nurturing is forward for me, not looking back. Whale teaching, I don't know. I don't think about whales too much. What did you say? They're in the flow. They're in such a big universe, all the oceans, you know, and there's no borders. So the whale teaching is just like I guess they have instincts. Follow your instinct and live and what happens when they're in trouble, I don't understand it, and probably they don't understand it either. I think when they beach themselves and so on and so on. But on the whole, the whale teaching is just move in the world, and the world moves with you. And okay, well, I won't take too much time. Peace beyond, what is that under there?
Survival.
Survival, right. Okay, well, a lot of people talk like, well, that's an end result of a lot of work, or evolution in consciousness. But I think it's basic. You have to discover peace beyond survival right away, and then the whole world unfolds to you. So I really relate to that. It's not something I'm striving for, because it just comes when it comes. And I don't say, well, yeah, hurry up, or give me a shortcut. I need a shortcut. No, I don't need a shortcut, because I'm just living a journey, and I'm not trying to get anywhere. And the only puzzle about that card is like, why is there a lamb in there? And that's a different kind of a thing. That's not peace beyond survival, because that lamb is maybe not surviving. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea, but that's another kind of, that's something I can't really interpret.
Okay,
And
well, let's have a quick look at the card then, because we can actually see the card and the keywords as well. So you see it a bit bigger here, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. And so there's this vision where the lion and the lamb sit together without conflict. And and it's kind of incomprehensible, right? Like, to our thinking, like, how is that possible, right? So it's kind of something to kind of contemplate and reflect on, like, because there's so many like beliefs that that will never be possible. And so this is kind of like an invitation, like just to open up to that possibility. And when we kind of look at the conflict and everything that's going on, it's like, like our heads will say that that will never be possible. And so this art is kind of like a depiction, like invitation of just kind of like opening that door, that of a possibility, maybe no matter how small we think that possibility is, that that could be like world peace, right? And so that just kind of just that thought creates a different energy in the field that we're in the collective. Like, let's say there's 1,000 thoughts, right? And 999 are about conflict, and maybe one is about peace, and right. And then
but those thoughts have to be grounded, right? They have to be grounded, which means, like, you have to see them somewhere, or are they totally imaginary?
That's exactly what we're doing. Like, the where we are contemplating it and kind of bringing that in is where it becomes more of a reality. So I was saying before, like, that idea that all is well, right? Kind of, it's a truth in the multidimensional realm. It's not yet a truth for every human on the world. But it's my belief that when we connect to the multidimensional realms, like those higher truths will kind of seep into the physical reality. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and it's kind of literally like looking at this art, right? Brings like the energy into our body. And so, and that is where, maybe, you know, like you start to emanate a different energy. And the more people, when more people receive that, more people start to kind of change it, and radiate a different energy. So whether that will happen for the whole world, right, or not, well, let's
Yeah.
leave it in the middle, right? let's
Leave it in
let's
the middle, right?
let's leave it.
I don't
Let's
know. I just think there's a wisdom, right? There's a wisdom, like
Yeah,
it's kind of goes with the nature card, that number 2 card, because why go
yeah,
against nature? Why go against nature? And nature is not uh, hostile. There's no hostility in it, but you know, animals eat each other. That's just the
yeah.
way it is, right? And that, why go against that? And but I like the card, but I don't, I would never have my kitty cat play with my bunny rabbit. I just
No.
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, because they might really be good friends for a real long time, but then just one time,
Yeah, yeah.
the bunny rabbit is going to be the loser.
I
It's
I, I wouldn't.
not going to be the winner.
Yeah, I wouldn't literally let them play with each other. No.
Well, they'd have to be supervised.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
So
anyhow,
I
that's a
guess
good card.
what I'm saying is, like that. It's like a possibility, right? And
Well,
so,
it is or it isn't. I don't even know. Nature, you could say nature's a possibility. If you want to stand nature on its head and say, well, nature could be upside down too, that's a possibility. I say, nah, well, why bother about that when there's 81 good cards to look at? Why try to stand nature on its head? And anyhow, I like the card.
yeah, 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 yeah. Right. Well, yeah,
The
that's
last one is
great.
fire and water, right?
You're receiving the card, anyways.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
receive it.
yeah, and
Fire and water for me, like fire is the fire of engagement,
yeah,
and water is understanding,
yeah,
understanding that engagement, but that's not mixing them. But it is two components that are really important. One is to
right,
engage, and one is to understand. And so then they go together, but they don't mix together. But
right.
understanding can be we're engaged now, and we're gradually understanding each other. So then maybe fire and water can mix.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't look at it as like conflict, right?
Yeah,
I don't see any of these cards to be conflicting, or that they're taking me out of conflict, because I'm not in conflict.
yeah,
And so then, or at least, I mean, the way I focus my life and the way I make my definitions, I don't really use a definition about conflict. So then,
yeah. Brilliant.
okay, I accept challenges, but I don't necessarily define problems. Okay,
Right.
I have challenges. And they're fun.
Yeah.
And maybe they last a long time, you never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Great. Well, thanks so much for for being in this reading. I really appreciate and being in this process together. It's lovely uh, to share the art, and yeah, and I feel you're really receiving it as well.
Yeah, I'm receiving it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's lovely.
And oh, I'm very impressed. I mean, wow, wait, 81 cards like this. Whoa.
Mm.
The man, I mean, you're a miracle man and a miracle woman there behind you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's really, thank
Yeah.
you. It's really, really, you know, in these few years we've been apart, you've really discovered.
Yeah, yeah. And this is kind of, you know, one of the latest inventions is being
Yeah.
able to do this online. And
Well, that's a real discovery too. I mean, this is really a beautiful application you created. I don't know how the
yeah,
heck you
thank
did
you.
it or how you know this, how you know how to do this, but it's way it's an amazing thing for me.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Wow. Well, I think this will, you know, maybe this is a good conclusion. And yeah, what else do you want to say? Great to maybe you want to look at it again. So I'll send you a little link where you can see the cards, and obviously you're gonna put the video online as well. And yeah.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, and kind of share this out. Goodbye to everyone who's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye for now. And see
Okay,
you
goodbye
soon.
for
And
now.
if you want to be a part, if you want to have a Lemurian Starchild Template reading yourself, just contact Leanne and me, and we'd love to have you. Okay, bye for now.